Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about how to start a clothing brand for beginners. This is coming from someone who is launching in April, and I was able to get 1.7 thousand followers in the span of only 6 days. I'm going to be talking about experience, websites, manufacturers, everything like that, so stay tuned for the full video. First, I'm going to be talking about experience. I started off with designing Roblox clothing for I think 3 years now, so I had a ton of experience in designing clothes. It's obviously not required, as you can hire people to design your clothes, but if you have some experience in designing clothes, you just have to step up right now. I also started off with a bracelet business that never took off. Like, I planned out everything, I bought so many beads, and I just never actually did it. Like, I didn't even create a website. But if you do have any business experience, that will definitely help. Next is your brand name and logo. Your logo should be very easy to remember, and it should reflect on your brand. For example, my brand is very floral, it's shabby chic, stuff like that. So my brand name is Floral because it has the name Floral, but instead of an R, it's a V because the name is Val. Like, if your brand is all dark and everything, you shouldn't be named like fairies. I don't know. Another thing you should do is check if your logo is already taken, because you don't want to put a bunch of work into it just for your logo to be taken or brand name to be taken already by someone else. Your logo can be an image, it can be words, it can be both. For example, mine is both. It has flowers, a bow. Here's an image right here. You can check it out for inspiration. Your brand should be known for a simple logo, or at least a logo. It doesn't have to be simple, but as long as you're known for a logo, you shouldn't have like 10 different logos. And again, make sure your logo aligns with your brand. For example, if you're launching dog clothing, maybe have your brand logo be a dog, or like dog in clothing, something like that. Next up is designs. For your designs, if you're not experienced with designing clothing, you can definitely hire people, but I recommend making your own designs so it feels more personal and you're putting more work into your own designs. Quick reminder, do not steal other people's designs unless you want to get sued, or unless you just want to be unoriginal, and no one likes an unoriginal brand. People should want to buy from your brand because you have something unique, which is why they're choosing to buy from you. Again, you want your clothing to be unique to you because there's so many other shops out there, but you want people to pick your shop because you have clothing that is unique to them and stands out. First thing you want to do is create tech packs for your clothing designs. Here's an example of a tech pack. Tech packs are basically detailed images of your clothing that go through maybe fabric, patterns, embroidery, puff print, stuff like that. You should also include measurements in your tech pack so that everything is exactly how you want it before you send it to your manufacturers, so it comes out perfect. I design my clothing on Ibis Paint X. It is free, and they do have some like brushes that you have to pay for, but if you watch an ad, you can get it free for a couple hours, I think. I love Ibis Paint X. That's where I design all my clothing, my tech packs. If you guys would like an in-depth tutorial on Ibis Paint X, I can do that if you suggest it. In your tech packs, you should include colors, design logos, and your manufacturers will ask you to send that later on, but it'll be good to have it in your tech pack first. Again, if you can't design on your own, you should hire someone to do it for you. I believe there aren't some that are too expensive, but it's definitely probably more on the more expensive side to have someone design a bunch of different clothing for you. Some other apps you can design clothing on are Procreate, Canva. Canva is free, Procreate does cost money, I believe. Also, make sure all your designs are clean. Like, they shouldn't be like your design shouldn't be colored outside of the lines. Everything should be clean so it looks professional. Next up is promotion. You want to promote your business as much on social media as you can. Even if it's just posting a video about you creating your brand name and logo, that could start off the whole entire brand. For example, I started off with 0 followers in one video, and I was able to get 1,700 followers in the span of only 6 days. At the point of posting this, I might already be at 2K, and that's just in a week. When posting, I suggest that you post on TikTok. It is extremely easy to get views on TikToks, and it's pretty easy to get likes as well. When posting on TikTok, you want to post at least 3 times a day, every single day. By doing that, I was able to create a huge following. Well, not huge, but a pretty decent following for just starting out. If you have any other accounts on TikTok that has a decent following, you should also tell your followers to go and follow your new account. Make sure your account names on social media, like your social media handles, are your brand name. You do not want to do something completely different, and they should be the same or around the same from all social medias, so it's easy for people to find you. You should also post on Instagram and tell your followers some other accounts to follow your Instagram, your TikTok, stuff like that. Some way to get traction on your videos are by making videos where people should interact with them. For example, some videos ideas can be like, tag a friend who would wear this, or if you would like to be ambassador, add some friends and get this video to a certain amount of likes or a certain amount of followers. And that's another thing, ambassadors. Ambassadors are a great way to have people create content for your brand, and you get promotions while also being able for them to benefit by getting free items. You can have your ambassadors doing challenges, tasks, stuff like that. I recommend creating some sort of app, like on Discord. I have a server for my ambassadors where they can submit challenges, talk to each other, give suggestions, etc. The next thing you want to do is create a website. I created my website on Shopify. It was very easy and I'm only paying $5 a month. Also, my first month was only $1. Shopify is really easy for beginners and they have obviously different plans. Up here you can see the different prices and they offer you different things. You should create a website now even if you haven't created your clothing yet. For example, you should have a locked website like mine up here, and you should have people sign up for their emails so that they can get emails once you launch your brand. Currently I have 123 or maybe 150 now people that have signed up for email notifications, so they will get emailed when I launch my brand. This is perfect so that your customers know exactly when you're launching and they can have a date set in mind and they will obviously get reminded. So as soon as you launch, you could have a couple potential customers. Again, you should promote the heck out of your website. Promote it on all your social medias. Maybe you should say, like, if you get enough likes on one of these videos, that you'll post discount codes or you'll launch the website a little bit sooner, stuff like that. Next is manufacturers. It's hard to find a trusted manufacturer, but I like to look on Alibaba. A way to find good manufacturers on Alibaba is to look for verified suppliers. For example, I'd rather work with a verified supplier who has worked for 10 years rather than an unverified supplier who's only worked or only had their shop up for 2 years. They're way more trusted and there's a very slim chance of getting scammed when they're verified. Also check the reviews, because you'd rather buy from a brand who has 200 positive reviews rather than 2 positive reviews and like 10 negative reviews. I recommend China manufacturers as they are more trusted and their quality is pretty good. Not only that, but they also are pretty cheap, not gonna lie. I would stay away from Pakistan manufacturers because they are known to scam and their quality isn't as great as Chinese manufacturers. Make sure that you get a sample first before buying from any manufacturer, because you want to make sure that your clothing is going to be as good as possible before you order a bulk. Now it's time to talk about promotions one more time, but this time with samples and pre-order. Samples can cost up to $200. Like I bought a sample for $180 for a hoodie, pretty expensive, but samples are so important. I cannot stress it enough. You need to buy a sample before you buy bulk to make sure your product is good. Samples can take up to 2 weeks to be manufactured and shipped, so don't worry if it's taking a little long. You should obviously test your samples and make sure the quality is amazing before you buy bulk, because you don't want to waste a bunch of money just for your bulk to be terrible quality and your customers to be unhappy. Doing that could cause you to lose a lot of money, as some bulk orders can be expensive. If you can't afford to buy bulk, what you should do is create either pre-order or buy in different payments. For example, for payments, you could do 50% up front and then 50% later after the clothing has been manufactured ready. I would definitely ask your manufacturer if this is an option first before buying a sample. Another thing is pre-order, which is what I'm doing. Pre-order is when you have people buy your product first and then you'll manufacture after and send it out once you receive it. By doing this, it's way better if you don't have a ton of money to start, because I started with only $200 and I'm already getting samples, and I'm going to do a pre-order so that people can give me money first, then I'll buy bulk and then I'll ship it out. I would prefer this over starting off your brand with already having your stuff, because maybe people won't want to buy it and you wasted your money already buying stuff. The advantage of pre-order is that you know exactly how many you need to order already, since you have people who pre-purchased it. The con is that it does take a while, as people are going to have to pre-order it, then you have to buy bulk, and then you have to ship out bulk. This could take a ton of time. This might make your customers a little unhappy or skeptical that you scam them, but trust me, it's definitely a better option to start rather than wasting all your money. Another thing is shipping materials. You want to buy a thermal printer so that you don't have to waste money buying ink every single time you need to print something, like a label for shipping. Another thing you want to buy are poly mailers. I recommend these sizes for certain clothing types. These are relatively cheap to ship, so I prefer these over boxes any day. Another thing you need to buy is a scale so you can see how much your packages weigh. This will be important for shipping costs. For shipping, I recommend using Pirate Ship because it's pretty easy and a trusted website for shipping. Lastly is to have motivation, because without motivation, you cannot start your brand. You do not want to give up halfway when you put a lot of work and money into it just to not launch. And again, not everything will happen overnight. It might take a week or so, it might take a while just to get a couple orders, but that is the great part, that eventually you will start to blow up and you will start to get multiple orders. If you have any questions, please comment on my video below and I will answer them. Thank you for watching. Bye.
What he wants to, still wet like a big. I should run a whole blog at this rate. They using my name for clickbait. Even wanna start fake beef, just say the little weave in the mixtape. They know I'm